What's going on, guys? If you watched the pre-show yesterday when it's coming out on Spotify, or I might put out a little clip for people to understand the context for YouTube viewers, um, they might have seen what happened. But for those unaware, Yoboy's dead. He died the other day when we were filming. We were going to film this episode. I had some topics planned. It was gonna be a good episode. It was gonna be really good. And we got through the pre-show. We were filming that, and sorry, I don't know why he had a heart monitor on, but he did, and he just flatlined. I guess because we talked about OG Fortnite too much. I honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. But he's no longer with us anymore, and it's just heartbreaking. Sorry. When it happened, it was such a shock because we never saw it coming, and I never thought I'd see the day where the late night show Feet Yoboy turned into the late night show. Like that's weird to me. It's a foreign concept to me. It's not something that I ever thought would occur. You know, I never thought people would be like. I never thought people would have liked the podcast. I thought it would have been something, and then people would have moved away from it, right? Like people would have maybe not been as interested. And then now, people are interested. People have watched it, they've liked it, and they've told us that they liked it. And I think it's so great to see. And I know we got to see some of you guys supporting the podcast, and you got to see the reception that the podcast gathered, but he didn't get to see all of it. And it's really it's really depressing that he couldn't make it to the second episode. And I remember kind of just after I stopped recording, I just kind of sat there for a bit. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should keep recording or if I should go. And I was just kind of like stuck there. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was kind of like, I don't know. It was such a a hard decision to make. And I came to the decision that I I need to keep this going because it's what he would have wanted. I know he wouldn't have wanted to see me give up, and I know he wouldn't have wanted me to stop doing this passion project. And so I'm keeping going, and I'm keeping going for him, and I'm keeping going because of him. And I think that's something that's important to remember is that even if he's not with us, that Fleet Yoboy never goes away. He was so young, and he never got to live out um, that full part of his life. And I think that's so, it's just sad. And I really, I think like, close friends and family are so important to keep near you because you just never know when something bad might happen. You never know when one minute you're talking about Labubu's in Fortnite and then the next minute you're dead. Like you just never know when that can happen. And Yoboy never knew when it could happen, and then it happened to him. I went out the day after, and I was coming back home, and I stopped at a McDonald's, and the girl behind the counter said, "Hi, are you having an amazing day today?" Not, "How are you doing today?" No, "Are you having an amazing day today?" Which is just annoying, because it puts all the responsibility on me to disagree with her. Like, if I'm not having an amazing day, suddenly I'm the negative one. And usually when people ask how I'm doing, the real answer is, I'm doing bad. But I can't say I'm doing bad, because if I don't have a reason for doing bad, then if they ask, what's wrong? I have to be like, I don't know, everything? So instead, when people ask how I'm doing, I'll usually say, I'm doing good, I'm doing great. But when she said, are you having an amazing day today? I thought, well, Yoboy just died. So I actually have a reason to not have an amazing day. So I said to her, well, my good friend and podcast host just died. And she immediately burst into tears. So now I have to comfort her, which is annoying. And meanwhile, there's a line of people falling behind me who are giving me all these really judgy looks because I made her cry. And she's bawling and she's saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And I'm like, it's fine, it's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but, it's fine. I just wanted a Big Mac meal and I kind of got somewhere to be. So, maybe less crying, more frying, huh? And she apologizes again and she offers me a free churro with my meal. And as I'm leaving, I think, I just got a free churro with my meal because Yoboy died. No one ever tells you that when your friend dies and when your podcast co-host dies, you get a free churro. So yeah, that's not part of the Okay. So I'm not famous like doing the eulogy. Yoboy. What was his deal, right? What? Well, he was a good friend, born in like 2017, died a few days ago. One time we were talking in a call with the two of us, and I think Matista K as well, and we were telling this story, and he just kind of kept lagging out and lagging out and lagging out, and it got so bad that we could hear ourselves from minutes prior in his incredibly bad echoey microphone because he'd lagged so hard he'd gone back in time. And I watched him do it. What a remarkable guy. I mean, he lived life to the fullest. And, that was all the way to the end, which I guess is right now. Really makes you think, right? Life goes by, stuff happens, then you die. No, I don't really know what to say about Yoboy. He's kind of. I wish that this was all some kind of big prank. I wish I could have him just like crack a joke as I'm here. I don't know how I describe Yoboy, and I don't know how I describe the person that he was, and the things that he helped do, and the person that he built people up to be. Anyway, now Yoboy's out of the picture. I can talk about what I want to talk about, and I don't have to get interrupted. What I want to talk about today is, I want to talk about fears. I think that's interesting because I've always had an interest in fears, and I think biologically, right? There's always when you talk about like serial killers or like bad people, it's always like, oh, is it nature or is it nurture? And I always think that's interesting because it's like, well, can a child be inherently evil? I don't know, but like there are some children that are just genuinely nasty people. But do I think they were born nasty? Some of them, maybe. Some of them, maybe not. Some of them may have terrible parents. You never know. But then that kind of brought me onto fears. And I'm like, what's a natural fear? And what's something that you're brought up to fear? Because I feel like there's certain things that like everyone is scared of. Or most people are scared of. Not everyone. Like, what's it called? I feel like fire is a big one. Fire, I feel like everyone who isn't like a psychopath is at least somewhat scared of, right? Like everyone is like, okay, fire is scary, and I feel like that is kind of built into us from cavemen, right? Like that's right. Like surely, because when they discovered fire, obviously they discovered it. They knew like, oh wow, I can cook stuff with it, but it's also very dangerous. I guess you could say what they're doing is smart, but also very dangerous. It's a cheeky little Yoboy reference. I know he'd love that. I know he'd love that meme. Um, but I think it's always interesting because I'm like, okay, but why are we scared of these things? Because like, why are we scared? Why am I scared of spiders? Well, not scared of spiders. I'm fine with some of them, but other ones I'm like, no, get away from me. Why am I scared of spiders? I don't know. They look a bit creepy, I guess, and I think that's to do with the legs. I hate. Thing is, as well, right? Actually, no, it's not just the leg. It's not just the legs, because I don't like the fact that they have like faces. Well, okay, that sounds stupid, but I don't like they have faces that I can't see. So I don't like the fact that they have all these eyes and stuff, and like little teeth. Well, did like Daddy Longlegs have teeth? I don't even know, but they have all these features, and then you can't see them unless you have a magnifying glass or it's a massive spider. So I'm like, bit weird. I don't really like that. Because I feel like if you're big enough, if the spider's big enough, or you're close enough to a spider where you can see their facial features, you're too close to a spider, or the spider is too close to you. Unless you're using a magnifying glass, which I can understand. But like, make it a telescope. Because I'm not trying to get close to a spider, so I can be like, oh yeah, it's definitely a spider. Because why are we looking at spider under magnifying glasses? We know it's a spider. Sorry, that was, I don't know why, but like I'm terrified of mice. This is a big fear of mine, mice. I'm not an elephant, but I'm like horrified. I hate mice, and I don't even really have a reason to hate them. I just do. I think. See, I feel like in the same way that elephants are terrified of mice. I don't know. Elephants are scared of them because they're small, right? Like, they're so small. I don't know if that's the same for... I feel like it kind of... See, okay, it's hard to, like, pinpoint a fear and be like, this is why I'm scared of this thing. But, like, I'm terrified of mice. And I didn't... Well, not like I didn't know. Like, I know that I am terrified. But I don't know if it's size or it's, like, speed or what. Like, I have no idea. I just hate mice. I hate them with, like, a passion. I'm terrified of them. There was a mouse. I don't know if it's dead yet. I hope it is. Don't cancel me for that, by the way, guys. The woke left is trying to actively take this down. Sorry. But I'm, like, terrified. There was a spider. There was a mouse in our kitchen for a bit. And I felt like I was going crazy. Because I was the only one who had seen this mouse. And I'd seen it 3 times. I'd seen it 4 months. No, maybe even 8 months earlier. I'd seen it because I was in the bathroom. And it ran out from under the bathroom. It ran out of the bathroom. And I went, oh! And then people were like, oh, what's wrong? I was like, there's a mouse. And then we're like, I don't see any mouse. I don't know where the mouse went. Because it ran off into the darkness. So I don't know where it went. So I was like, oh, I swear there was a mouse. And then they're like, okay, whatever. And then I'm like, oh my god, there's a mouse in the kitchen. It was a different mouse, by the way. It was like a different size. And I knew it hadn't just grown. It was like a completely different size. So I was like, okay, different mouse. Horrifying. So I'm like, oh, there's a mouse in the kitchen. I'm like, okay, can't really do anything about it. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do anything about it? Put down some mouse traps or something, Tom and Jerry style. And then they didn't do anything about it. And I kept seeing the mouse, kept seeing the mouse, kept seeing the mouse. I saw it like 3 different times. I was like so anxious to go into the kitchen. Because like, I don't want to get attacked by a mouse. Well, not attacked. But like, mice are so creepy and I would just like hate it crawling on me or something. So I was like, I was terrified to go to the kitchen. And then someone else saw the mouse. And I was like, oh, thank God. Liberation. And then there was more than one mouse, because there was another mouse that ran out of the kitchen and was roaming the house, and then I scared it to death. I'm not even joking. I walked past it because I didn't see it, and it had a heart attack and died, and it was sat on the floor, and then I went, oh, I think there's a mouse there. And then I didn't get a closer look. My mum got a closer look because I was too terrified to go over there. And she was like, yeah, that's a dead mouse. Or no, I think it was partly still alive. And we're like, oh, okay. So we grabbed a container and we threw it outside. No, I don't know how you dispose of mice. That's what we did. And then we were like, okay, mouse problem solved. But it was a smaller mouse, so it wasn't the right one. Because like I would say a good like 4 feet away from it. And I couldn't tell if it was a mouse or like a piece of dust. But then there's this other mouse. And it's like a big mouse. Like I was roughly the same distance away. I could see every feature of that mouse. That mouse is evil, I'm telling you. Anyway, I hate that mouse. Then we found another mouse that I think it had drowned itself in a vase for some flowers, or vase. I don't know how you want to say it. I say vase, but I know I'll get made fun of that anyway. Thank God Yoboy's not here. Too bad he's busy being dead. Way. No, it is a tragedy that he has passed away. So, thoughts and prayers, guys. Thoughts and prayers in the comments below. What he really would have wanted if you subscribe to the YouTube, follow us on Spotify, watch all of our episodes on Spotify, and then also join our Discord. That's what he really would have wanted, guys. He would have also really wanted you to give me like all of your money. So if you reach out to me, I will give you my bank card, and I will send it to you. Don't spend any money on it. Just go to like a cash machine, an ATM, and put your money into it. Go to the bank and put your money onto my card. Don't take money off, because that wouldn't be very nice. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that mouse is evil. So one drowned because we found it. It like drowned itself somehow. I don't even know how it climbed in there, because this container of water, it was decently tall. Like it wasn't like a small thing. So I don't know how it climbed in there. It was like a pitcher, maybe bigger than a pitcher. But it drowned itself. And then that other mouse, I think it's just hiding right now. I haven't seen it in like 2 weeks. I saw it in the kitchen 2 weeks ago because me and my girlfriend went to go get food. And I saw it and I thought, there's that mouse. I got jump scared because it was literally like running all about. And I was like, oh my god. And I screamed. And I was like, oh, mouse. I don't want that. So, yeah. But that was kind of, it was a shocking experience, because that mouse is pure evil. Because for a while it was hiding and would only come out when I was around, and no one else had seen it, and then finally people are starting to see it. But it's so evil, because like, what's it called? I walked in one time and I see it standing there, and it like walks across, not fast, it walks across slow, step by step, as if it's taunting me, because it knows if I say something, it will just start to run away. So it's literally trolling. I'm getting rage baited by a mouse. The mouse is rage baiting me and I don't appreciate it. What was my point with this? I don't even... Oh, right, fears. Yeah, like, why are we scared of things? I don't understand. Like, some of them I get. Like, heights, I understand, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna fall. Oh, I feel like that's an understandable one. That's one that I can be like, okay, yeah, I get why you'd be scared of that. But then there's other ones I'm just kind of like, really? Really? Like, the one with the holes. Trypophobia or whatever? Tripo? I don't know. That one I'm kind of like, but why though? I don't understand why that makes people so scared. Maybe that's just me being ignorant. I'm not trying to be ignorant. Don't cancel me, guys. The woke left is still after me. But, I don't get it, to be honest. I'm one of those people that's like, but why though? Because I'm so, like, curious that I wouldn't even, like, I'm not even, like, judging people who are scared of it. If you're scared of it, subscribe. And if you're not scared of it, like and subscribe. Sorry, I didn't mean to, like, discriminate. If you are scared of it, you're still allowed to like the show as well. So please keep doing that. But, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just kind of, like, curious about the whole thing. This is, like, a really hard podcast to film now that Yoboy's dead. Also, I missed that jump. And I'm kind of very annoyed about that. I can do this though. Like, you guys remember when Only Up was a big trend? And then everyone was doing it? And then it died out. I remember, I had teachers at school talking about Fortnite and Only Up. And I remember they were like, yeah, we run, like, trios and stuff. And they were telling me about the fact that there was a Star Wars event out. Like I didn't already know that. And I'm like, oh, this was a while ago, by the way. This wasn't, like, the recent Star Wars one. This was, like, 2 years ago. But I was like, why? No, maybe a year ago or 2 years ago. I honestly, when even was the Only Up trend? I don't remember. Anyway, that was like a surreal moment, being like, why are you talking to me about Fortnite? Stop, do your job. So I'm trying to, I'm like, it's so hard to do this without a co-host. And I'm probably gonna make this like a shorter episode because there's half the people here. I can't really do I swear, as much as I love this podcast, I cannot do a full hour just by myself. That's just way too difficult. I can't do that. So I'm definitely not gonna have this be the full length. But then again, I might spend hours and hours on this Only Up. But I don't have subjects to talk about. I don't have anything like written down. Because I'd rely on Yoboy to like naturally move it along, you know? And think of something new. I'm so sorry, I'm yawning so much today. But like, this is the episode where I can do anything I want. Because he's not here. So, lots of things that I don't like that he does like. Ooh, we got a good one. I'm gonna talk about Sonic for a bit. Right? Because we talked about it last week briefly about Sonic and like Nintendo and Mario and stuff. I genuinely, okay, guys, I need your opinions on this. Because I personally, Yoboy loves Sonic. He streams it all the time. He's made it very clear over the year that he likes Sonic. Personally, I don't get the hype. And I don't know if that's me being stupid or what, but like I genuinely I don't understand it. Cause I'm like, well, okay, he's a little blue hedgehog and he runs really fast. That's very simple. So I don't get how it became this really popular thing. Cause I played the first one, like the first one on Sega Genesis. And I thought it was fun, but it's a Sega Genesis game, you know? Ooh, actually, that's a good point I want to make. I don't know if I should wait for Yoboy to come back from the dead, which I don't think he ever will. But I don't know if I should wait for that or if I should just talk. Actually, no, I'll just talk about it here because otherwise I'll forget. I Oh my god, I can't stop yawning. I'm so sorry. Um, I don't understand why people. Okay, hang on. No, I need to rephrase that better. I because I play a lot of old like retro games, right? Because I find them quite fun. I have the Okay, well I don't have all of it because I'm like poor. I'm not poor, but like I don't have all of it because I don't want to spend all the money on it. I have Nintendo Switch Online, the basic one, and it gives you I think it's NES games. I think yeah, NES. I think for like as like a bonus as opposed to the expansion plus giving you like the other ones as well. So I have the basic one, and that lets me play those games. Those games, how did people do them back in the day? They're genuinely like so hard to do. I don't understand how people figured it out because like I know there was what was that one TV show like Game Master or something. There was one TV show and he would just show you cheats for video games, and this was obviously a while ago, but like I thought that was interesting. But nowadays it's like, oh, if I want to find something out in a video game, I have to go on stupid IGN or Game Rant. It's not Game Rant, it's usually just IGN. I'm like, how did you, how were people doing this back in the day without IGN? I know they had strategy guides because I have a strategy guide for Metal Gear Solid 2. It's in Japanese though. I can't read it. It's in Japanese, but I have that as like a part of my collection because I thought it was really cool find. But like genuinely, I don't understand how people played. Okay, no, I don't want to say played old games because I like to play old games. I think it's interesting, but I don't understand how people could sit there and just know what to do. I don't know if it's just because people were smarter back then. Because you play a lot of old games and you're like, damn, this sucks. Not because the game is bad, but it just controls like the worst piece of garbage you've ever played in your entire life. And I'm always like, how is this going to be like popular? Right? Because it just controls like absolute trash. I don't understand. And then people are like, well, guys, this is the hidden gem of the NES, or this is the hidden gem of the Game Boy. I'm like, how though? I don't get it. I remember I got ET. Okay, it's gonna sound stupid. I remember I bought ET for the Game Boy Advance. That game sucked, by the way. Don't ever play it. Not that you ever would, because who is going out of their way to play ET for the Game Boy? I did. Not a very good game, because it just makes no sense. And I don't know if that's just because I'm not old enough and I'm not in the mindset of someone from like the 1990s, early 2000s. I don't get it, man. I genuinely, it makes no fathomable sense for me to be like, okay, I have to go this way. Because, like, there's never anything clear on screen in retro games, usually. It's like, hey, go do this. You have to go through either extreme trial and error, or you have to look up a tutorial. Because there's no way for you to understand how things work. Like, how am I supposed to know that I'm supposed to do this specific thing with ET, and then go to this specific side of the screen, and then go back 3 paces, and it's so convoluted all the time, and I'm like, okay, but why though? Because that doesn't make sense. And then you do something that seems so stupid, and the game is like, yeah, you're stupid, and then you do something that feels smart and feels right, and the game goes, no, you're stupid again. I'm like, what? What do you mean I'm stupid? I'm not stupid. I'm doing what makes sense. And it's like, no. Because I'm thinking like someone who plays games now. I have to think back. I don't know if we as a collective of people who play video games got dumber, or if it's game developers getting smarter. Because obviously, like, I'm not saying games back then were like terrible, but they were so stupid with how they were made. It has to be one of the two, right? Either we adapted or they adapt. Either we negatively adapted by getting stupider, so they had to make easier games, or they got smarter and realized we don't need to make these stupid games that aren't very fun to play because they're difficult. Speaking of difficult games, yeah, I'm gonna give my controversial take here because I can do that without Yoboy. Dark Souls is bad. Okay, not bad, but like, okay, so I think the entire Souls community is just terrible most of the time because they're all like insufferable people. And this is the thing, right? Is Souls lore is interesting. I won't lie to you. I find it, not that I'm like an expert, but I think it is genuinely interesting, right? But the gameplay is so dull, and like Dark Souls 1 is a mess. Sekiro is the only cool one. Sekiro is the cool one. Bloodborne is the British one, but it's still stuck on PS4 for some reason. Even though, like, it probably won't be for much longer now that PlayStation said no more exclusives, which is a great thing, by the way. People who are mad about that need to grow up. Because genuinely, if you're living your life buying one console because it has one type of games or the other, I think that was always the dumbest thing. Because I'm just like, why? The only thing that it does is be more annoying. And like that's even why I don't mess with when games release on PC and they're like Epic Games exclusives first. Because I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it on Epic Games just so I can play it a few months before it comes out on Steam. And it's never like it's an early release thing. Like that is the release date of the game. It just comes out on PS5, Xbox, and Epic Games Store. I'm like, why? What's the point? I don't get that. Because everyone has known for years now, Epic Games, the only thing the Epic Games launcher has that's good is Fortnite. If Fortnite was on Steam, no one would use Epic. I mean, they took Rocket League. Well, no, you can still play Rocket League, I think, from Steam. But, like, if you didn't own it, then you can't own it now. If Rocket League and Steam, I mean, Rocket League and Fortnite were put on Steam, no one would use Epic Games. Like, genuinely. It would be like a small minority of people who want to play, like, Genshin Impact. But even then, I'm pretty sure, isn't that just like a launcher for a launcher, basically? I don't know. I have like hundreds of games in my Epic library that I haven't touched. Because they have great deals. They give out like proper AAA games for free. And it's great. I have so many games. I have like the Guardians of the Galaxy game. I have Death Stranding. I have, what else do I have? Just a whole heap of games that I will never play purely because it's on Epic Games. And I hate that launcher. It runs slow. It looks ugly. There's no like proper community stuff that Steam is more of a community for better or for worse, as opposed to Epic Games, which is like, oh wow, I can put my games here, or I can play Fortnite. That's always been like kind of bit naff. So what was I talking? I don't even remember what I was talking about now. I'm gonna be honest, I'm probably gonna end the podcast here for today. Just because it's so hard to do an episode without a co-host. And I don't have any topics written down because obviously no one can predict the death of your co-host, and I'll be better prepared next week, guys. Don't worry. Um, yeah. Enjoy the rest of your days. I will see you all next week for the next episode of the Late Night Show. Feet Yoboy. For the genius listeners in the crowd, Yoboy is obviously not dead. We just couldn't film this week, and I didn't really know what to do. And I was like, well, I kind of need to get an episode out because we just announced the schedule. And I was like, oh, we can't film tonight, or I don't have time to film at this time, and he has to go somewhere else and do some other thing. And I was like, okay, well, I kind of need to give myself enough time to edit this, but then also film. I was like, okay, what do we do? And I came up with this bit that he died, and he was like, you know what, that's funny, do it. And so that's what we did for this episode. I'm so sorry, because this episode was just complete trash, because I just didn't know what to talk about, and I was so tired when I was recording this. I had just woken up. It was 8 in the morning. I was so just sleep deprived, and that's honestly my bad. Next episode will be normal, I hope. No promises though, because who knows where that man is gonna go. Hopefully, me and Yoboy should be recording next week, and the episode will be completely fine. So, follow the podcast, rate us 5 stars on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube. Have a good day.